The Integrity Smoothing System, it is a conditioning protein treatment. It is a leave-in treatment. You do not rinse it out. It gives manageability to the hair. It aids with training the hair. It also allows you to be versatile with your hair for those clients that want to just wear their hair straight. They want their hair like a relaxer, but they do not want the relaxer. This system is perfect for them. It's for those clients that want to wear their hair straight sometimes, but they typically like to wear their hair textured. It is perfect for them because when the thing is, you don't want your hair to frizz or swell. Your hair can frizz and swell with just wearing your hair textured, your own natural curl pattern. Or if you're gonna do a textured style where it's just kind of blown out, stretched out a little bit, it still can frizz and swell. You don't have a relaxer. So if you're wearing it straight, it can frizz and swell. So a lot of us know about that. The reason why it's frizzing up and it's swelling up is because it's reaching for moisture. So the Integrity Smoothing System is going to be great for that because it goes in and it adds back all the life to the hair that was taken out, or all of the moisture through daily mechanical use, through natural elements, through brushing and combing. We do a lot to our hair every day. So we lose a lot from our hair every day. What I love about the Integrity Smoothing System is it just never gets old. Once you see how it operates and it performs in the hair, you're always amazed. It does not matter how many times you do it. It doesn't get old. So we're gonna jump right into the smoothing system. So I just went over who the smoothing system can be for. That one that, especially the parents that are doing the young girl's hair and is very tangled. It's just hard to do. I hear from some parents that it would take them like hours or all day to do their child's hair. But once they use the Integrity Smoothing System, one young lady called me, she hit me up 30 minutes top. And she was excited because her daughter did not cry. So it aids in that, just manageability. The Integrity System is made up of two products. The Detox, it's our clarifying shampoo, but it's our Detox shampoo. You're gonna use as needed. So you don't have to just use it one time and leave it. If you only need to use it one time, then you use it once. But you use it as needed because a lot of clients are gonna come in, and if they're using something at home, especially if they're wearing their natural texture, and they're using some type of product and it just sits on the hair, it's coating the hair, you need, and especially if it's a waxy product, you need to shampoo that hair as many times as needed. Now with our detox system, most clarifying systems, or shampoos rather, most clarifying shampoos will strip away all of the moisture, and then you have to follow up with a conditioning shampoo. This detox shampoo, you're going to retain the moisture, but it's going to remove any buildup from the surface of the hair and your scalp. So any buildup is going to remove. You want to shampoo the hair until you hear or feel that squeakiness in the hair. But understand, you're gonna feel the squeakiness, but if you're looking for the detox shampoo to strip, it is not going to do that. Thank God. It's not gonna do that. You're gonna retain the moisture, so the hair is gonna feel soft and moisturized, but you're still gonna be able to feel that there's a cleanliness. You can feel that it's really clean because you're gonna feel the squeakiness, and you're gonna hear it. So you wanna shampoo the hair first with the detox system, with the detox shampoo. I'm sorry, you guys, because I operate in systems, and now we're talking about a system. So you're going to shampoo as needed with the detox shampoo. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna blow dry that hair just to stretch it. You're gonna blow dry the hair at least 30 to 50%. You can blow dry it if sometimes a client, especially with the tight coil hair, you want to probably get it maybe about 60% stretched out. The reason why is you want to stretch it because you want to see the elongation in the hair to be able to maneuver through the hair with ease, without them crying, without them squinching up or anything like that, because you want them to have a great experience when they come to the salon, right? The second thing is we want to stretch it out because once we apply the product, that product is going to draw the hair up. So you want to be able to see the product in the hair and you want to see it draw up. Okay, so we want to stretch the hair so that we can get through the hair. The product is going to draw up. The other thing is the product is liquid. So if you come straight from the shampoo bowl and you're applying the product to wet hair, you're not going to be able to see the product. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to cause you to either use too much product or too less of the product. So those are the three reasons why you want to make sure that you blow dry the hair. And we're going to blow dry the hair anywhere from 30 to 50%. But if that hair is coarse, it tends to have a tighter coil, you want to make sure at least 60%, because you want that hair to be really stretched out. We are not trying to get the hair really straight when we blow dry the hair. We're just trying to really stretch it out so that we can really see the product going into the hair. We want to see the hair draw back up. You're not going to see it draw up like it was, but you want to see the product start to draw the hair up. Now, once we blow dry the hair, getting it stretched out, we're going to section it in 4 parts. Okay, 4 parts or 4 quads. We're going to section it in 4, and then we're going to start from the nape area. Now, let me say this real quick. That seasoned stylist that really understands, you can have a client that comes in and their hair really gets tight, right just above the occipital area. You know, a lot of times the hair is really thick there. If they're having issues and you know this is their problem area where it really gets tight, you can actually start applying the product there first. But that's only if that hair, you know, it needs a little extra. But for the most part, you section the hair in 4 sections and then start from the nape area, pinky part, okay? So you can do a pinky part. Apply the product, and before you apply to that first head, or let's just say the first panel, you want to make sure you shake the product up because it is liquid, but you want it to come out as a foam. So that's how it's going to come out. You don't want it to come out runny. So you must shake your product. Shake it up very well. And then once you do that pinky part, you're just gonna apply the foam just along the base. If it gets on the scalp, you guys, it's okay. It's okay. It can get on the scalp because you're gonna comb it through. So it's going to touch the scalp. It is not a relaxer. So it is not going to burn the scalp. But I will say, because this is a professional item, this is a treatment, you're gonna wear gloves because you're a professional and you're applying a treatment. The second reason why you're gonna apply gloves is because it's acidic. So where most systems, most smoothing systems will sit about a 1.5, ours is sitting at a 2.1, still low enough, it's not breaking bonds, but it is acidic. So that means if your client has, you know, really scratched her scalp and she's broken skin, it may tingle a little bit. Let's say you might even have a cut. So you want to definitely make sure you wear gloves. But again, as quick as it tingles, it's going to stop. Unlike a relaxer, it will burn and it will linger a little. So as quick as it tingles, it's going to go away. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to harm your clients. But you want to go ahead, do that pinky part, shake the product up, apply it along the base, and then you're going to take your rat tail comb and comb it from the base all the way down to the end. And you want to make sure you go back and repeat that because you want to see the product. So typically the very first time, you're going to see the product at that very first part. So make sure you apply it well. And then you're going to go back, do a second pinky part, and you're going to marry the two together, coming from the base down to the end, making sure you see that product move from the first panel up. So this is why it's important for that hair to be somewhat dry, because you want to be able to see the product move. Then you're going to go to the third pinky panel and you're going to combine. Monica Jackson, you're going to combine from the base down again, and you're going to see the product continue to move. It's going to raise up going to the third panel. What's so great about the Integrity Smoothing System, you guys? You can go to the fourth panel because we have a lot of moisture in it. You're going to see the product move. Go to the fourth panel, and then you're going to combine it together, marrying it to the previous three, and you're going to just keep combing those 4 panels together, and you're going to see the product move. If you do not see any product move up to the 4th panel, then this is where you will go ahead and apply more product at the base. And then you're going to repeat again all over. Combine it together, go to the next one, combine it, go to the next one, combine it. So you can go every 4 pinky panels, or sometimes you can go every 5 pinky panels. This depends on the hair, the texture of the hair, whether it's fine, whether it's normal, or whether it's coarse. Typically, when the hair is fine, you can really go about 5 panels before applying more product. Now, understand, when I say pinky, I'm not talking about half of this, because if you part that hair really, really thin, chances are, and if you're applying the product every 4, every 5, you're going to use too much product. Because if you are applying, if you're parting it really thin, half of a pinky, that product is really going to move well. So be mindful, look at your parting pinky parts and make sure that you're seeing that product move. If that product is moving up to the 6th panel, then that's where you apply product. So the key is to make sure that you don't see the product move up to the panel. Okay? So, Monica, Monica is shaking her head. No, I want to know, is it that because you can't hear or you're not understanding?
Monica can't hear.
Monica can't hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so Monica, I'm going to personally call you, okay? She can't hear me. I'm gonna call you. So text her, Danny, let her know that I'll call her personally, okay? Thanks.
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
She's looking really frustrated. So now, with that, again, make sure that you, before you apply the product to that next panel, you're not seeing the product. That's the only reason why you should be applying more product, because this is protein. And protein, if you use too much, it is going to cause that hair to be stiff. You know, our clients like to walk out with that feather light, you know, that lightweight hair. So if you use too much product, then that's what's going to happen. The hair is not going to be bouncy, and the hair is going to be stiff, and it's going to get hard, and it's going to feel dry. So your clients are going to be like, I don't like this. So application is key. Application is key in order for you to see the hair perform the way you want to see it perform, or what they're used to performing. So I have Atalia
King.
Okay, so pronounce it again.
Attila.
Yes. Okay.
What I wanted to know was, I get the application part, but do you not shampoo it out? Because I've used other products and they typically shampoo the hair after it sits for the 20 minutes.
Okay, so great.
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, so great question. So Attila wants to know if you shampoo the product out. So now with the smoothing system, once they sit, so we're going to get to this part. So you're going to, once you apply the product all over the hair, the head, once you've done your application, and then you apply the processing cap and put them aside for 20 to 30 minutes. 20 minutes is fine to normal, 30 minutes normal to coarse. So once you remove the cap, Attila, once that cap is removed, then you're going to do your second blow dry. You do your second blow dry because the hair is damp, because the product is liquid. So you do your second blow dry. The blow dry is going to be really nice and smooth. Then you must lock the product in. You have to lock the product in. If you do not lock the product in with the integrity system, everything you did, once they shampoo their hair or you shampoo their hair, everything you did is just going down the drain. So you must lock the product in. But once you lock it in, if you do not use too much product, you do not have to take that person back to the shampoo bowl. Sometimes you might see where you used a little, and it's a little, you might see a few flakes on the hair. If you use too much, typically you can just kind of brush that out. But if you see where you've used too much and you can't brush it out, then that's when you're going to take them back to the shampoo bowl. But with this system, you do not have to take them to the shampoo bowl. Once you do it, once you lock the product in, and one pass is gonna lock the product in. You're not doing several passes to lock the product in. And the reason being is because this is not a keratin system. So we're gonna talk about the difference between the keratin and the amino acid system. The keratin molecules are very large. So we like to use the analogy of a grape being forced into a straw. That's hard to do. So with the keratin system, because the molecules are so large, this is why you need some type of aldehyde, some type of preservative. It normally is formaldehyde. So people freak out about formaldehyde, which formaldehyde is not bad because we naturally produce it, we naturally take it in. But what makes it bad is when you have to put 450 degrees of heat with formaldehyde, then it turns it into a toxic gas. So when you're using a keratin system, if let's say Elaine is on the front end of the salon and Miss T is on the back end of the salon, and if Elaine's being right at the door, she's on the front end and she's using a keratin system, Miss T is going to be affected. The entire salon is going to be affected because now we've created a toxic gas. So everybody is coughing, the whole salon is smoky, and it just creates chaos. So this is why the amino systems are much better than a keratin system. A keratin system tend to dry your hair out over time. Plus, with the keratin system, when you are, we first have to try to break the hair down. So we're assisting the keratin system with the breakdown, and then the preservative, the formaldehyde, is allowing it time to break down to cure into the hair. But so we're assisting it with applying so much heat. So what you're really actually doing, you're actually creating the memory, the heat memory to the hair. And so when you have that client that says, my hair, it won't revert, it just stays straight. That's cool for those that want their hair just to stay straight, but it's not cool for those that want to be versatile. So with the keratin also, again, you are putting so much heat on the hair because the way you do your parts, that's the way you're going to lock it in. So you're going to go back and do those same parts and locking that product in, but you're going with keratin systems, it's either 7 passes or 12 passes that you're doing, that you're applying to one panel. So that's a lot of heat on the hair at 450 degrees. Plus, with the keratin system, that day, once the product is locked in, you cannot do anything to your hair. You can't touch your hair. You can't pull it up into a ponytail. You can't just take it behind you cannot touch it. You can't do anything to your hair. Why? Because we're allowing the keratin molecule, it has to break down evenly and place in the hair. So now, with the amino system, amino acid molecules are very, very tiny. So they're like sugar grains, salt grains, that analogy. So by the amino acid molecules being so small, immediately, as soon as you apply it to the hair, it's going to work. It's placing. So I like to use the analogy of a slinky. So we have the slinky when it's just drawn up, the hair is drawn up. So now you're stretching the hair out, you're stretching the slinky out. So in between the slinky, you have those pockets, right? The amino acid is going through there, the integrity system is going in and is filling up those pockets. So now, once you lock the product in, one pass, you guys, lock the product in, and it's gonna hold its position. So now you're locking in all of the nutrients and everything that you just gave back to the hair is locked in. It also creates a humidity barrier around each strand. So each strand has a humidity barrier that's wrapped around it and is locking in the moisture, but blocking out the humidity. Now, as you shampoo your hair, some of that barrier is removed. The nutrients, remember, everything that you just gave back to the hair that the hair was lacking, it's locked in. But some of the humidity barrier, as you shampoo the hair, it starts to be removed. But a lot at one time is not removed. So you can let your clients just, tell them to rest assured that it's locked in. Now, we cannot do anything about the salt bonds. So if your client or yourself, you're very active, you're having your personal summers in this moment, you're working out in the gym, you're sweating, you want to sweat. So at the base of your scalp, it's going to revert. But it would do that also with the relaxer. It's going to revert at the base of the scalp. Now, if your client, again, they're working out, they're doing all this, you know that they're active. You're going to explain to them, if you're working out or you're having your personal summer, you're going to sweat at your scalp, but do not go through your hair. Don't take your hand through your hair while your scalp is moist. Don't brush through your hair. Don't comb through your hair. Because if you do that, now you are allowing the salt to travel throughout the hair. What's going to happen then? The hair is going to start to swell. It's going to start to revert. But it's not going to, you know how your clients leave out and within 15 minutes they're calling you or they're letting you know when they come back. My hair just did this in humidity after only 15 minutes. And you can just start to see the hair rising. With the Integrity Smoothing System, your hair is not going to do this. Now, if it swells normally in 15 minutes, if they're heavily active and they're doing this, it may take, maybe like the next day, if they're heavily active, leaving the salon and just going to do something, it's not going to do this. It's not going to do this. It may just poof just slightly. But once they wrap their hair, it's straight all over again. Because remember, it is not a straightening system. Now, a lot of clients, the hair doesn't swell at all. Because if they're not heavily active or anything like that, some clients can work out and they say that they don't really sweat in their scalp. So they're not going to really be affected, but also explain to them that it aids in training the hair. Because you can press the hair, sift the hair out, but the more you do it, that hair becomes trained. So the first thing that's going to go are the ends. The ends are going to start to get straight. And then when that client comes, now you have to explain this to your client, because when the client comes in and say to you, well, I think I have heat damage. And you're asking them how often do they put heat in their hair? And they're saying only when they come to you. Then they don't have heat damage. It's memory. Memory is coming because they only wear their hair straight. If they're wearing their hair straight all the time, they're wrapping their hair, they're motioning their hair to be smooth out, wearing it into a ponytail, they're doing pin curls, they're motioning their hair to be smooth. So because they're doing that, the hair starts to take on a memory. Protein, it's going to do whatever you do the most. So if that's what they're doing to their hair, they're motioning the hair to be smooth. That's what the hair is saying. I want to be smooth. So in training the hair, when the hair starts to transition, the ends are going to start to go straight first. At that point, if they're saying this to you, because before, women, we're very fickle. And in the beginning of the consultation, they told you that they really wanted to wear their hair straight. Well, now they've changed their mind. They want to be able to be versatile. At this point, you have to trick the hair and just straight, then texture, straight, then texture. If you find that they're wearing their hair textured more, then when they come into you for their protein treatment and their trim, they can wear their hair straight. So it's just a matter of really explaining it to them, really getting an understanding of how they really want to wear their hair. So this is going to be the determining factor. But again, they may start out one way and then change their mind. So before it get to that, you yourself start to see the ends go straight just a little. Go and ask them again. So are you sure that you are looking just to wear your hair straight? Because I see that your curl is starting to get a little bit more elongated, because the product is going to elongate their hair anyway once you lock it in. Just a little stretch. Most of the times, the clients, when they come in, they'll tell you, I love my curl pattern, but once my hair dry up, I get all of this shrinkage. But once you lock the product in, they're gonna have the elongation that they really want, and it's gonna hold. So you have to just make sure that in your consultation that you're asking these questions up front. And again, if they tell you they really want their hair straight, as soon as you start to see that hair, the ends of the hair starting to go straight a little, ask them again, because you want to make sure that they understand and make them understand that they don't have heat damage. They have what's called memory because of the way they wear their hair. It's the same thing if they were just wearing their hair textured. And when you go to press their hair might not hold straight as long. It's gonna hold straight, but it may not hold straight as long. Why? Because the hair wants to be coiled. So it's just a matter of having that understanding and conveying that understanding to them, so they don't freak out when they start to see other things happening and then they come to you and saying that product. So you just want to make sure that you have the understanding of the product and convey it to them. And I know after this call, because the integrity system, the smoothing system, I would say, it's a lot of information. So you can feel free to call me, and we'll go over it again, because it takes some time of really getting it. And stylists, understand this, apply it the way I'm saying apply it. I know we can get very, we're very artsy, we're very creative. And so we will go and try to apply it a different way. And then the product is not gonna perform. And then you're gonna say, this product is not that good. Apply it, if you apply it the way that I'm saying, shampoo the hair as needed with the detox shampoo, blow dry 30 to 50%, sometimes 60, to stretch it out, section it in 4, start at the base, pinky parts. So every four pinky parts, or every 5, that's when you're going to apply more product, combing it from the base to the end. Once you do this over the entire head, place the processing cap 20 to 30 minutes. Once it goes off, remove the cap, go ahead with your second blow dry, and start with your same parting, locking the product in. The heat determines how straight it's going to be. If that client the heat determines how much elongation that client is going to have. So depending on what that client tells you of how they want their hair is how much heat you're going to apply. With this product, you do not necessarily have to go 450, but do understand some hair needs 450. But when you lock the product in at 450, you can actually turn the temperature down and style them at another temperature. Okay? And I say this because we did have a stylist that went and applied the foam, thinking it's gonna be a quicker process. Over the entire head, one, she just wasted a lot of money because she used it too much product. And then by her using too much product, the client's hair was stiff. It was stiff and hard. It didn't move. It didn't do anything. So then she had to take the client back to the shampoo bowl. Now she's working harder because she had to take her back to the shampoo bowl and then do a conditioning shampoo. So with the application, I want to know, does everybody understand the application? Okay, so now your first shampoo, whether you take them back to the shampoo bowl out of habit, that could be fine. You know, you're just working a little harder. But whether you take them back to the shampoo that day out of habit or out of necessity, or when they come back to you, you're going to use your shampoo system. Is going to be the Monster brands, either going to be the hydrating, the smoothie hydrating system, or the mango and honey. Before I even move on to that, this system is going to last them up to 12 weeks or 12 shampoos. So of course, if they're coming to you every week, they're going to get at least 12 weeks. But if they're coming to you every other week, then you understand that, you know, it's 12 shampoos. So 12 services is going to last them. Sometimes it will go further, just depending on the texture of the hair and then the next system that we talk about on the next class. But when you take them to the shampoo bowl, so if the hair is fine to normal, let me say this first. Our shampoos, all of the shampoos are hydrating. All of the conditioners are moisturizing. The shampoos are gonna work well on any texture of hair. So if you have the mango and honey shampoo system only, it's gonna work well, fine to medium, best. But it will also work on normal to coarse. But fine to medium, it works best simply because it volumizes the hair. If you have the smoothie shampoo system, shampoo and conditioning system, it's gonna work well on all hair types as well, but it works best on normal to coarse because it aids in a little bit more of slip and silk protein. So with the shampoos, you shampoo the hair, let the shampoo sit at least 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. You don't want to ever use the shampoo and rinse it right out because now you're not allowing the ingredients that have been placed in this system to work for a reason. You're not allowing the ingredients to go in and work. So with the shampoo, the shampoos, let them sit 20 to 30 seconds, and the conditioners, let them sit 20 to 30 seconds, okay? So with the mango and honey system, you guys, again, best suited for fine to medium hair. You're gonna watch the hair just really start to volumize. It's gonna gain a lot of volume. It allows the hair shaft to really swell, but not swell where it's out of control, just swelling enough to really give that hair life and volume. Great source of vitamin A and vitamin C on the hair. With the smoothing shampoo system, great source again of vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C is also with the panthenol heat protector. So everything starts at the shampoo bowl. everything starts at the shampoo bowl. So with our systems, all of the ingredients that's in the system is in the system for a reason. But once I really get into the shampoos on the next class, we're gonna break down all of the ingredients and why, the purpose that it serves in there. But in sticking with the integrity system, that's gonna be, you're always gonna use a conditioning system. When your first shampoo, your first shampoo is always gonna be a conditioning shampoo system. You're gonna go back with that. And I like to say alternate, if you're gonna use the mango and honey system, make sure you alternate between the mango and honey and then the Hydrostem and Moisture Stem. So if they're using the mango and honey 1 week, then when they come back, then use the Hydrostem and Moisture Stem, and vice versa with the smoothing shampoo, then alternate between the smoothing shampoo system and the Hydrostem and the Moisture Stem. Because the thing is, you want to trick the hair. You do not want the hair to always just get used to one thing. You want to make sure that you trick the hair. Looking at my time, we're coming up on 12. I want to just quickly go over the integrity and hair color. So now, what you're going to do is with the integrity is a system that gives back to the hair. We know all chemicals take away from the hair. So when it comes to color, if you are going to use a deposit, a semi-demi rinse, if you're going to do that, your client wants that the same day, make sure you explain to your client that it's best to come back and get it at the next service. But if that client is combative, they don't want to wait, they want it that day, then you must explain to that client that chances are, because I don't know what color line that you're using, but if they're, let's say if they're using, you put on them a black, or let's say this, you put on them a brown, it's gonna go lighter. So you wanna put on a black, because that black is gonna go brown. It's gonna deposit as a brown. If they want black, then you're gonna have to leave it on. It's gonna have to stay on longer, maybe 15 minutes longer than the manufacturing instructions. Why? Because a deposit molecule is the same size as the amino acid molecule. The amino acid molecule, being the dominant molecule, it's gonna place first. So if it places, the amino acid places here, and then you've locked it in, then you're gonna take them back to the shampoo bowl. You can do just a hard rinse, wet them down, and then you can go in and deposit your color, or if you wanna go ahead and give them, one shampoo, you can do that as well. But understand that amino acid molecule has place, and molecules are still placing. So what's happening is, it's just gonna do this, that color molecule, it's just gonna do this. It's not gonna really place. Now, the longer you sit, it will stain the hair, but that color is not gonna last as long. So you need to explain that to them. So they're paying you then, but then they're gonna have to come back and pay you sooner, because they're gonna need the service again, the color processing service. They're gonna need that service again. So you need to give them the information so that they can make that determinant factor for them. Can't even think of the word right now that I'm looking for. But now with a color lift, if you're lifting color, if you're lifting the hair, anything lifted, it's gonna be lighter. So what you want to do is go down one. So if they want a level 9, you're gonna take them to a level 8, because once you do your color first, because we're doing a permanent color. We know color takes out. So once you do your color process first, anything lifted, then you're gonna come back and the color is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a level 8 that you put on them. But remember, they want a level 9. Once you go in after that, and then you do your integrity system on them, once you lock that color, once you lock the integrity in, it's gonna bump the color up. So it's gonna bump the color up 1 level. And that's how you do that. So it's very, as you start to do it and continue to do it, the more and more you do it, it's gonna be really simple. But getting the information, you're like, oh wow, that just seems like a lot, but it's not. We just know color, chemicals, anything lifted, it takes away. So you have to do what's taken away first, because remember, the integrity you're giving back. So you're gonna do your color process first when you're lifting. Do that whole process first according to the manufacturer. Just do the whole color process first. Then you're gonna come back and everything with integrity, you're gonna do all of that. But you have to do the lifting process first. That's when they want it all in the same day. Because typically you would just go ahead, do the color 1 week, and then have them come back the following week, or if they're coming every 2 weeks, and then you would do the integrity. But we know some clients come in and they say, I want all of this today. And so that's how, if that's happening, if they're coming in and they want their service all in one day, both services, then you're gonna do the lifting process first and then follow up with the integrity. If they want a deposit color, any color that you're depositing, your semi, your demis, your rinses, then you're gonna do the integrity service first, and then come behind and do your deposit services. Got that? Okay. See, this class is A1. Okay, so did I do it? How many questions do I have?
I just have one question because I couldn't hear most of the call. Can you
Is
go
this
back
Monica?
over the steps one more? Yes. Can you go over the steps one more time?
Okay, sure. So I do a quick recap for Monica.
Okay.
So,
How do I mute back?
excuse me?
How do I mute the call again?
How do you mute the call? Do you see a mute
Yeah.
button? Let me see if I can mute.
I just muted it.
Okay, good. Okay, so what you're gonna do, Monica, you're going to, as a matter of fact, okay, I was gonna have somebody ask, I'm looking at the time. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna shampoo the hair with the detox shampoo first. This is the integrity smoothing system. You're gonna shampoo the hair first as many times as needed, removing all product and buildup only until you hear that squeaky sound. You're not gonna lose moisture, so it's not gonna be stiff or anything like that you're used to with a clarifying shampoo. So once you shampoo as needed, then you're going to blow dry. You're gonna blow dry the hair anywhere from 30 to 60%, okay? To stretch the hair out. So you don't wanna just kind of do this. You want to blow the hair, stretching the hair out, because you want to be able to use a rat tail comb to be able to part through that hair. Once you part through the hair using a rat tail comb, excuse me, you're going to first take your first application, that first panel, shake your bottle of the integrity foam, and you're gonna go along the base of the scalp. Using a rat tail comb, combing it down from root to end. You're gonna take the second panel and you're gonna combine it with the first. The third panel, you're gonna combine it with the first two, making sure you're combing through because you wanna see the product move up from the first panel. The fourth panel, you're gonna do the same thing, combining it with the first three panels. If there you do not see any product, then you're gonna go ahead and foam again. And then you're gonna comb down, combining it to all of the previous sections. And then you're gonna do the same thing. The second panel, third panel, and then fourth panel again. If it's 5 panels before you don't see product, then you will apply product there. Once you do this over the entire head, Monica, then you're going to take a processing cap, the plastic cap, apply it to the hair, sit them aside anywhere between 20 and 30. Fine to medium, 20 minutes. Medium to coarse, 30 minutes, okay? Once that timer goes off, remove the cap, and then you're gonna proceed with the second blow dry. The second blow dry is gonna be needed because the hair is going to be damp from the product. So you're gonna blow dry the hair. And then starting with the first panel where you started, because again, let me back up. When you blow dry the hair, sectioning it into four sections. And then you're gonna start at that first quad, whether it be to the right or the left. You're gonna start, that's where you're gonna start at your pinky panel at the nape, okay? So now once you get this done over the entire head, put the cap on, 20 to 30 minutes, remove the cap, the hair is damp, blow dry the hair, and then proceed with where you started, locking the product in, using the same pinky panels at your temperature. It does not have to be 450. If it needs to be 450, one pass will lock the product in. Make sure when you're locking the product in, you're doing the comb chase. If I did not say that before, make sure you're doing the comb chase. Once you lock the product in at 450, then you can turn the temperature down and go and style the hair, okay? But you can also, if the client does not need ends trimmed or any type of cut, you can lock and style at the same time, okay? So that's really it with the application in a nutshell. When you lock the product in, you do not have to take the client back to the shampoo bowl. The hair is done. The only time you're gonna take them back to the shampoo bowl is if they want to wear their natural texture or if you've used too much product. But also let me say this, gray hair there's no pigment there. So when you use the product and you lock it in, if you see that gray cast, if you see that yellowing cast, that's the color of keratin, okay? So when you lock in the product, it's like you're pushing out the keratin. So so you're pushing it out, but still understanding this is not a keratin system. It takes 2 to 3 amino acid molecules to build the keratin molecule. So we're building keratin naturally, okay? So this is what we're doing. We're not using a keratin system, we're using the amino acid system. So the integrity system is amino acid. Amino acid molecules are very small, so that while they're still placing and you're locking it in, so when you see that yellowing type of cast to the gray, the hair doesn't have anywhere else to go, okay? So remember, when you lock it in, it pushes out. So with that being said, you know, you may take them back to the shampoo bowl and you may use some type of whiting system, a yellow out system. You wanted to do that, you know, to their hair. So those are the only time that you will take them back to the shampoo bowl. Or to even cut down time and not have to do that, you could turn the temperature down a little lower for that gray hair. You know, we're not going to use 450 anyway on the gray hair, but you can turn that temperature down, and so that you're not pushing out that yellow cast. You might do maybe two or three passes through the hair, you know, with that. And that's it in a nutshell. I talked about the amino acid system, the character system, the integrity system, and color. So when you're using your deposit colors only, Monica, after you have locked the system in, after you locked in the integrity system, then you're going to go ahead, take them back to the shampoo bowl. You could just do a hard rinse, or you can do your first shampoo, which is going to be a conditioning shampoo, the mango and honey or the smoothing shampoo. You can do one of those and then follow up with your deposit, your semi, your demis, and your rinses. You can go ahead and then do your deposit. Understand, make sure that you let them know, because the amino acid is placing in their hair, their color is not going to last as long. It may even bump up to a lighter shade. So if you typically use a black on them, in order for it not to go brown, it needs to sit a little longer than the manufacturing instructions. Once you're doing a lifting color, anything lifted, color takes away. So what you want to do is do the color service first. If they, an example, if they're trying to go to a level 9, you need to take them to a level 8, because right after that, you're going to follow up with the integrity smoothing system. Once you go to lock the system in, it's going to bump it up one shade. So this is why you go one shade down. So if you go to an 8 and they really want to be a 9, once you go to lock the integrity system in, it's going to bump it up to a 9. So it's going to bump it up one shade. It's going to go one shade lighter. The system lasts 12 shampoos. So 12 shampoo services, that's how long the integrity is going to last in their hair before you start to see their hair start to kind of draw up again. Or it may go to, depending on if the hair is fine, you can get up to 16 weeks with it. And that's it in a nutshell.
I have a question.
Okay.
When do you recommend this service to a client?
When do you recommend the service to a client? So if that client comes in and this is your very first time doing them, and when you ask clients questions, you're doing a consultation with them, they really don't know a lot of times they ever had a protein treatment, because this is a protein conditioning treatment. So I would not start on day 1 with the integrity system, because you really don't know when they had their last protein, even if they bought something out of the store. So to get that hair ready, I would first start to just prep that hair using your shampoos and your conditioning, you know, getting the hair ready. And then after that point, this is just a client that you're your very first time doing. Then maybe 4 weeks later, go ahead and introduce the integrity to them. If in your analyzation, your consultation, this is what you think they need, or this is what, you know, they're looking for. If it's a client that you have been doing, again, in your consultation, asking that client issues that they're having with their hair, where do they want to see their hair go, then you can make that determination. Because if a client says to you, she comes in and she said, okay, Ms. Monica, you know what? I think I really want to wear my hair textured, but I just don't, I'm so tired of it frizzing and swelling. And I just want it to be elongated just a little bit, because when it's wet, I love it. But as soon as it dries, it just shrink. It has so much shrinkage. The integrity smoothing system is going to be great for them because it's going to eliminate the frizz and swelling, but also it's going to give them the elongation that they've been looking for. That's going to be perfect for them. If they say to you, okay, I want to wear my hair straight and be versatile, it's going to be perfect for them. But understanding, making sure that you explain to them, the more often, as often as they wear their hair straight, their hair is going to start to train to be straight, and the ends are going to go first. So when you start to see the ends starting to relax, you need to let them know, hey, I know you said you want to be textured more, and I see your ends starting to kind of, relax a little bit. So you need to make sure it's more textured style. Even if they say, I want to just be straight, then it's going to aid in training their hair to just stay straight. But when you still see those ends starting to go, make sure you bring it back up and ask them again, because you want them to be sure. Because once those ends start to go straight, as quick as it started to go straight, you got to train it to go back to being textured, but they will wear more textured style. Okay, did I answer your question? Okay, any more? Okay,
Attila.
Attila.
Okay, I wanted to know when in other systems that I've used, if you continue to, the more you comb through it when the product is on it, the straighter it'll get. Is this true for this product?
Great question. And no, it is not. So
Okay.
what you want with the integrity system, as you comb through it, what you're doing is, the reason why you blow dry the hair and you're stretching it out is because you want to see the product moving in the hair. So as you're combing through the product, especially on the second panel, and you're combing in, you just want to make sure you see the product move up. And then you're going to go to the third and then to the fourth. The more you comb through it, the more you can see the product moving up. This right here will eliminate you overusing the product, because sometimes we just comb through it one time with the previous panels, and if we don't see it, then we'll just add more product, and then we're combing it through and then going to the next one. But the more you comb through the hair, the more the product will move up. When you don't see that product moving up after maybe you combing it maybe 3 times, if you don't see that product move up, then you know, okay, I can go ahead and add a little bit more product on this panel. Making sure, you guys, when you're combing through, make sure you're really getting down to the ends. Make sure you get down.
Okay, and then when you say you see the product moving up, like, should it be foamy, or should it just be a light, kind of glistening that I can just see that, like, how much is too much or not enough?
Great question. Okay, so when I say you want to see the product move, when you blow dry the hair, when the hair is like typically, let's say 50 to 60% dry, when it's dry, you're gonna see the glistening of the product moving to that panel. You'll be able to see it with your eyes. You'll be able to see the product moving up. Sometimes, so now when you do that first panel, you're gonna really see the foam. So when you go to that second pinky panel and combining it in, because when you're at the nape area, so you'll be able to see more of the foam, especially if the hair is thin. So if the hair is thin, typically it'll probably be the 5th panel before you actually apply more product, because you'll be able to see it. But if the hair is a little thicker, a little fuller, then you are going to see the glistening of it. You really won't see the foam. You'll really see the foaming right at the nape area. But then once you go in, and if the hair is thin, and you go to that 5th panel and apply foam, when you go to the 6th panel combining it, you'll still see a little foam because the hair is thin, the hair is finer. But as you start to gather more hair in, you're just gonna see the glistening of the product move up. It'll move up forward. So you'll see it that way.
Okay, last question. For the application of the product, typically I would use a applicator brush and a bowl to put the product on, but what you're saying is just squirt it right from the bottle onto the section.
Yes, it's
Right.
come in a bottle with a foam top. So you just shake it up, foam it, and you use the rat tail comb because the teeth to the
Yep.
rat tail comb, they're closer. And so it's gonna give you an even distribution, when
Correct.
you're combing, and it's gonna gather up those little wiry hairs, fly away. It's gonna gather up all of the hair. And so when you go to lock it in, that's why it's so important you're doing that comb chase with the rat tail and making sure, you guys, because I don't think I mentioned this, when you lock the product in, make sure you use a titanium plate or a ceramic plate. And you want that ceramic plate, a full ceramic plate, because if you do ceramic coating, sometimes when that plate, it starts to scratch and you're losing some of the coating, you're not gonna get an even distribution of the heat. So you wanna make sure titanium plate or a full ceramic plate. Okay, some of us, if we only have the coating, sometimes the plates are coated maybe 3 layers, but make sure the plate is clean. Okay, make sure the plate is clean. That way you can get the heat, get the even distribution of heat. Great
Okay,
question.
I said last question, but one
Okay.
more. Okay, so say I go through the whole process, and because for me, because I used another system before, I think I'm still a little apprehensive about leaving the product in. So is it gonna take away too much if I go on and shampoo it after?
No. That's why I stated before, if you choose, because of what you're so conditioned to doing, and
Yeah.
you're just not there yet, and you want to go and shampoo the hair, do one shampoo. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not gonna take away anything. It's just really you just doing extra work. That's all it is. But if that's your comfort level, then you can do that. But I promise you, as long as you lock it in. But I promise you, once you lock that product in and you're gonna see how that hair is moving, it's like, why do you need to,
Shampoo it again.
your comfort level have to get there, because we all have been there, like, I don't know about doing that. I mean, we were taught this way. But just like everything else evolves in the hair industry, we have really evolved a lot, so it's
Yeah.
like, we know better, we do better. So, and we have more technology at our hands. So you really do not have to take them. I never, ever take my clients back to the shampoo bowl.
Okay,
Never,
thank you.
No. Never. Okay, any more questions? Toria's on, I didn't see her. Hi, Toria. Okay, that's all. All right, so because we do have some newbies on, typically I had moved the class to once a month because we had the same people. But because of our newbies, then I will take it back to, excuse me, I have somebody in my ear. You said no? Okay, right now we're gonna keep it at once. Look at you like. Okay, so we're gonna keep it at once a month. Look, see, Atlas saying. So.
We
but-
we'll send the information out so they'll have something in between.
Okay, and then also too, you guys will have my number. So when you do have questions that come up, they come about before the class, feel free to call me. You can call me anytime. I promise you, if I don't answer, you leave me a voicemail or a text, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna get back to you. Okay?
Miss Nair, did Monica go back off or did she hear you? Is she still on?
He's off.
She's off.
She's
yes.
off.
Hung
I
up.
wonder did she get out? Yeah, well, okay. I don't know.
But she heard she was on for the recap.
Oh, she
Yes.
was, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And this is recorded too, so we can make sure she gets the information.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay. So with all of that being said, I thank you guys for having me and I thank you guys for joining and hope I was able to explain the system to you with clarity, so you would have the understanding. Like I said before, it is a lot of information. And so you can feel free to call me to where, we can break it down. Because a lot of times I like to hear your recap. I like to hear for you to explain it in that way that I know that you actually got it and you have the understanding. So until,
Natalie, this is Donald.
hi, Donald.
Can you send me that, the recording?
Yes, it's recorded.
So can you send it to me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. Okay. But okay, so with that being said, until the next class, you guys, and so the next class, we're gonna follow up with our other amazing treatment system that will actually extend the life of the integrity system. So you gotta stay tuned for that. Okay, so yeah, let me give you, okay, he's just reminding you of something. I'll give you my phone number for those of you that don't. I think everybody pretty much have it except the newbies. So my phone number is 770-652-0863. Thanks, Elaine. Okay, so again, give me a call if you need me and stay tuned for the next class. Topic is going to be on the cure. Okay, see you guys.